Welcome back to Forever Hardcore. This is episode 13. In the last episode, we built this rather grand villager trading hall, and in between episodes, I've been hard at work polishing it up and getting some of the details put in. So I've got the roof and the walls complete all the way down to the circular section here. I've also put a bit of a floor in here using these packed mud and packed mud brick blocks. Is that what it's called? Let's check real quick. Just mud brick and packed mud, I believe, are the names of those blocks. And this side has a floor, but I didn't have enough mud to complete this side over here. This villager trading hall is home to 24 villagers, and we've got these 4 extra villagers right here. Most of them don't have workstations yet, except for the ones that I've traded with already. So these 2 masons and this Fletcher over here I've been trading with, but all the other workstations I removed because the extra villagers here, they kept stealing those jobs. And I wanted to make sure that we were getting the villagers that were installed in their little cubbies here, taking the workstations in front of them. So we're going to be installing those and doing some villager trading later in the episode. But it looks like the sun is setting, and so first we should go ahead and sleep the night away. Episode of Forever Hardcore, we're going to be putting in some farms in preparation for villager trading. And the farms that we're going to be making today are a sugarcane farm and pumpkin and melon farm. I've dug out an area already where we'll be working on these farms. Let me show you real quick. And then I want to give you a brief tour of the base because I've made a lot of improvements and made some preparation. This room here is going to be the future storage room. And it's not going to be this short. I'm eventually going to dig the floor out, but I remembered in Season 3 of my Let's Play that I made a mistake and dug the floor too deep before doing the ceiling. And so before I dig out the floor, I want to make sure I get all the ceiling blocks placed in first. Look what I found down at the end here when I was digging this out. There's a bit of water down here. This actually leads out the side of our mushroom island out to the ocean, but we're going to be closing that in later. So this room is going to be the storage room. I also have another room that I've dug out down here, and this is where our farms are going to go. So we're going to have sugarcane in this room. I've already started work on the sugarcane farm. I've got some of the hoppers in, 2 double chests on each side. That's going to be the collection area for the sugarcane. And back here, hopefully it's big enough, but this is where I have planned to put the pumpkin and the melon farm. Unfortunately, this corner here goes outside the mushroom island, and so I can't dig any further. It's just water and dirt past here. So this is about as big a room as we're going to get, but I think it should be big enough for what I have planned. Before we start working on the sugarcane farm today, let me show you quickly what I've done to make this build a little bit nicer on the exterior. You can see on this side of the build that I've added some of those stone buttresses like we had on the other side. I haven't done any of the texturing yet, so it's still all just stone brick here, but I did raise up the towers on each end, and we have a roof covering the middle section. No roof yet on the towers because they're not yet at their max height, but they will be soon. And so we've got glass on the windows here using the red and pink stained glass. And you can actually walk under all these buttresses, which is quite nice. And it's the same on the other side. Let's go take a look quickly at that side as well. This side of the build is looking very much like the other side. It's got these stone buttresses. I've tried to make them look like maybe they're falling apart a little, kind of ruined them up by removing a few blocks. It looks a little bit better on the other side because that's when I had the idea to do that. And these ones, of course, haven't been built at all. But I also wanted to show you up on the roof, even though the towers aren't finished yet, we can go up top and take a look. Right now, the only way up and down is this ladder here. But we do have a bit of a ceiling on the floor below, and it's the same on the other side. There's going to be windows up here, and I've made a little bit of a window ledge. It actually wraps around the entire tower on both sides, and it's made of those crimson stairs and slabs. I have plenty of stone now, so we can build this tower up maybe later in the episode if we have time. But I wanted to show you the roof quickly. It's made of the same crimson wood, and we've done kind of a striped trim here that goes from top to bottom, and I think there are 5 of those along the roof, and we filled it in with cobbled deep slate. I also have used some of these deep slate bricks as well in the slab and stair form to make it look a little more textured up on the roof. And I think the roof came out pretty nice. I went ahead and filled in these sections in the middle with some magenta glass so you can get a view in from the top, and you can also see out when you're inside the villager trading hall. Lots of progress made on the villager trading hall in between episodes. Our first build of the series, and it's looking quite nice so far. We have a lot of work left to do, but now let's start working on our sugarcane farm. These ladders eventually are going to go away and be replaced by a water elevator once we have the floor dug out for our storage room. So there's a lot more work to do. But let's come down here now and start working on a sugarcane farm because we need things to trade to our villagers. So the first thing I need to do is place 16 of these hoppers in a row here. This is where the sugarcane is going to be collected. I am using hoppers instead of a hopper minecart, and I think that we should be okay with lag. Oh, I had 16. Oh, right, there was already one hopper there. That's why we have one extra. Okay, so hoppers in place here. We're just going to do 16 because I want to use one observer at each end, and the redstone sends a signal 8 blocks long. So we can get away with 2 observers as long as we don't exceed 16 blocks in length. So now that we've got our collection system in, all the way to this double chest here, let's go ahead and put in the blocks that the sugarcane is going to grow on. And by placing a row of dirt above the hoppers, we will then be able to turn this dirt into mud blocks, which, as you know, are less than 1 block. Oh, I fell off the edge. That way we can use the mud blocks to pick up the sugarcane that falls on them. They'll get picked up by the hoppers below. Let's place in the dirt on this side as well, and then we'll turn these all into mud blocks. Before we turn the dirt blocks into mud blocks, let's actually hydrate the dirt here by filling it in with water. So I have an infinite water source here in the middle, but we really only need to use it 2 times, I think, because after that we can just make an infinite water source right here in the trough. And I do want to fill this all in. You can use flowing water, but I don't want to hear the flowing water while I'm down here, so I'm just going to fill in all of the trough with water source blocks, and that way we won't hear the water. There we go. We got this side filled up. Let's do the other side as well. And this is the last time I need to use that infinite water source in the middle. We can just carry it down from here. And filling in the trough here will actually make turning the dirt into mud a lot easier because we can pull water from these water sources back here instead of going to the middle every time. Let's fill our bucket. And do I have any blocks to fill this in? No, I don't. Let's use some of this dirt then to get rid of the infinite water source in the middle, and we'll change that back to whatever the floor is going to be later. All right, it's time to turn the dirt into mud blocks. Let's go ahead and fill a water bottle. I have 3, but I really only need 1 because I can keep refilling it. So if we grab water like this, and as we back up, we can just convert all of these dirt blocks into mud. Now it's time to get a little bit of lighting in here by adding glowstone over the water. This will also keep anything from going in the water. So we'll put glowstone in a row on each side, and it's already looking much brighter in here. After this, we're going to start putting in some of the redstone components. We need observers, and more importantly, we need pistons. And the pistons are going to go right on top of the glowstone. There we go. So let's go ahead and place a row of those in. I went ahead and put in a row of upside down, what is this, stone brick stairs as well. It looks nice, but it also gives you a ledge to stand on while you're placing your pistons. And now that the pistons are in, we can place the observers. I like to place them in from behind. And then let's go ahead and fill this in. We're going to have to place redstone on here, and it's going to be difficult to reach. So why don't we go ahead and place the redstone as we're placing the blocks. That way we don't have to come in here again, because this is right where the ceiling is. And we don't need it to be any taller, but it also makes it a little bit tight in here, and I don't have elytra. We could use a trapdoor, I guess, to go into, the single block mode or whatever, lay down. But this is just as easy for me, and then we don't have to worry about changing our position. We'll just put in the stone, and we'll put in the redstone dust at the same time. Once the redstone is all in, we can run a line of blocks along the top of these pistons as well. That'll keep sugarcane from flying back there. And then that's just the redstone left up there, so we can fill the side in as well. It's going to be dark back here, but it doesn't matter. We don't need to see the redstone, and nothing can spawn here anyway. Let's go ahead and close this up, and now it's time to use a little trick with the bamboo. So we only have 2 observers in on each side, so what I like to do is use a piece of bamboo under each observer. This ensures that we get more piston activations, which makes the sugarcane farm a little bit more efficient without using more observers. So one piece of bamboo on each side, and I only brought 2, but we'll get some more for the other side later. Let's go ahead and put the sugarcane in on this side as well so it can start growing. The sugarcane is going to grow faster. No, I said that wrong. The bamboo is going to grow faster than the sugarcane, and when it does grow up and activates the observer, then we'll be able to get sugarcane and bamboo in the same farm. I've grabbed some bamboo for this side as well. We'll put one on each end under the observer. And the last time I built a combination sugarcane and bamboo farm, I think we got almost equal sugarcane and bamboo. So it's amazing how much bamboo you can get collected from just a couple pieces. Look, that one down at the end has already grown already. And it looks like that one grew and activated the observer as well. I want to place in the glass now and close up the farm, but I only have a stack of glass. And this farm is 16 blocks long on both sides, so I can only do 2 rows. So let's go ahead and put in a row of stone bricks up here. This is going to hide the observer, but that's okay. We don't need to see it anyway. And then we'll go back in and we can place in 2 rows of glass. If I've done this correctly, then I should have just enough glass with 1 stack here. All right, looks like we're good with 1 stack of glass. Last 2 pieces go in here, and then we can just fill this in. This isn't the biggest, most efficient sugarcane farm ever, but I like the way it looks. It's really nice to come in here and go down a hallway of illuminated green sugarcane. It looks nice and it's efficient too. We've got some bamboo coming in over here. Looks like the bamboo's growing up faster than the sugarcane. I want to see a piston activation. It looks like maybe this side is going to activate soon. Eventually we'll put a floor in here, and that'll hide the hoppers underneath. It'll also, raise us up just a little bit. So we'll be on this level with the sugarcane, which means it'll look even nicer. We're using hoppers again for our collection system, which culminates here at the barrel. That should be a large enough inventory for what I have in mind. I need to place the rest of these hoppers in, the last 8. Let's do that by crouching and placing them in like so. Last one goes here. And then because this room is so small, I think what we're going to do is make this a pumpkin-only farm. And this is the largest size that you can make with a single water source. So if we put a water source right here in the middle, it'll hydrate this dirt, which will turn into tilled dirt, some farmland. And we can go 4 blocks out from the water source. So 1, 2, 3, 4, which means we have a 9x9 square here. I'll refill that bucket of water later. Let's place in the rest of the dirt, and then we can place in some of the pistons, observers, and note blocks that we need to make this farm work. Let's go ahead and cover up that water, and then we can begin by tilling the soil here. I'm just going to go ahead and do every block, even though there's not going to be a pumpkin seed on every block. We can just go ahead and till them all for now. And then we'll plant down our seeds, which will give us something to place blocks against. Okay, we've almost got all the dirt tilled, and now we can plant down our pumpkin seeds. I like to start in the middle and do the 4 next to the light source first, and then after that you need to alternate every other block. So we can go here, 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 and so on. Now that we've got the pumpkin seeds all placed down, we can begin placing our observers. Oh man, breaking blocks already. Let's go ahead and fix that quickly. And then we'll place in some observers. This needs to be pumpkin seeds right here. Let's grab some. There we go. And then put those away. Grab our glowstone back, and we've got our observers still. Let's see, can we place... I need to place an observer on top of... Yes, perfect. Okay, that's exactly what I want to do. Only problem is I need to get out of here, so I can only do it 3 times. We'll place an observer on top of each of these melon stems. Maybe I can just go up here. Oh, nope, ceiling's too short. Come on, you let me do this a second ago. Well, as you can see, this is definitely the tricky part, is placing in the pistons and the observers. I don't know why it's not cooperating with me, but we can use a temporary block. Let's see here. Let's see if we can get another angle at this. There we go. Okay, so I've got another one placed in. Can we get this one now? There we go. If you move back, it helps a lot. Move back out of the way off the block, and then you can place them in. And once you get your first 4 observers in, you can switch over to pistons now. And the pistons actually need to go here, except for not in that position. It actually needs to go here, which means I'm going to end up double placing all these pistons and then breaking them, but it's fine. We'll get them back. Let's go ahead and do that all the way around. And then we can do another row of observers after that. It was a bit tricky, but it looks like the pumpkin farm is up and running. I had to add some glowstone at the edges because it was too dark, and I noticed that they weren't growing as quickly around the edge, so hopefully that additional lighting will be sufficient. But it's working. We've got pumpkins coming into the barrel. We're up to 19 already. It's quite a fast farm. It's not pretty, but I'm just going to cover it up for now. And since I want to be able to see inside, I'm actually going to use an extra piece of magenta stained glass that I had from the roof. And I'm going to put it right here so that we can come in and take a look inside the farm once in a while. And I've added a bit of a floor now using the pale oak planks, and I removed the torches, so it's looking a lot nicer in here. But now that the pumpkin and sugarcane farms are done, let's go do some villager trading after we check and see how these farms have been running. Ooh, over 2 stacks of pumpkins. Very nice. I like to see that. And how about sugarcane and bamboo? Yeah, we've got a couple stacked in there. This farm is working pretty well. Now let's go upstairs and do some villager trading. So I've made some changes inside the villager trading area. In fact, I can remove these fence gates soon. I've already added the workstation, and so we've got some librarians over here. We've got 3 farmers there. Over here is our Fletcher. These are probably going to be librarians as well, but possibly 1 cartographer. On this side, I don't have any workstations yet, but down here we've got a blast furnace, smithing table, and grindstone. Those are our 3 smiths, the armor, weapon, and tool. And so we'll be able to trade iron to these guys, hopefully. Down here we have 3 clerics, and on this side, 3 shepherds, so that we can trade wool after we've made a wool farm. Let's start now by trading with the farmer villagers. Now, I only have carrots and wheat to trade them, so that's what I'm going to be looking for. After that, we want pumpkin trades because we have a pumpkin farm downstairs. So let's see if we can unlock some trades here. Okay, we can do wheat. And we're going to have to replace that guy's workstation. And here we have carrots. Let's go ahead and lock this guy in first. And we'll go ahead and level him up as well. I want to see if we can unlock a pumpkin trade. Oh, we did it. We have a pumpkin trade here. So let's go grab some pumpkins, and we'll be able to level that farmer villager up again. After that, we'll start trading with some of the other villagers, including the librarians. I have some books so we can lock in some good book trades. I can't believe we're making use of our pumpkin farm in the same episode that we constructed it. But let's grab 2 stacks, and we'll get some emeralds from this and XP as well. Okay, I've traded pumpkins for emeralds, and it looks like we've unlocked a melon trade as well. That's ideal. In fact, this is one of the best farmer villagers that you can get, in my opinion. This guy over here has a wheat trade. It would be better if it was carrot and wheat. Let's see if we can get a better trade. Okay, it looks like we've got potatoes and bread. Let's try again. What I really want to see here is carrots and wheat if possible. Okay, well, we'll work on this guy. Let's see if we can reset this guy as well. Okay, carrots only. That's not bad. We could lock that in. And I think we will. Let's go ahead and take that. And we'll trade away all of our carrots to level up this farmer villager. Is he going to give us the pumpkin trade that we're looking for? He does. Fantastic. And melons too. All right, so we've got 2 excellent farmer villagers. Let's move on to the librarians. All right, let's trade with some librarians. I only have 3 right now, but the trades I'm looking for are Unbreaking 3 and Mending, and I don't know what the third one it should be. Maybe Silk Touch. Let's start with this guy here. He has Unbreaking 3 for 43 emeralds. That's highway robbery. I think we might actually try and see if we can get a better deal than that. Let's check this librarian here. Density 4 and no book trade here. Let's go ahead and reset all of these lecterns and we'll see if we can get some better book choices. All right, let's start down here this time. We've got nothing and nothing and power 4. Not bad, but we're going to try again. Infinity for 10 and a paper trade. That is not too bad. I think I'm going to lock that in. It'll be nice to have a reliable source of infinity. That means these two guys need to be Unbreaking 3 and Mending, so I'm going to keep rolling these lecterns until I get the trades I'm looking for. Meanwhile, we can move on to another villager type. Let's see. We could easily trade with the clerics. The problem is they don't really give me emeralds. They take my emeralds. So let's see if we can unlock some iron trades. That's another way to get a lot of emeralds quickly. So let's see. This is the blast furnace. So that's the armor guy. We can get more diamond armor. This is the weapon guy, and this is the tool guy. Let's try the tool guy first. So this is a toolsmith, and he's going to sell me some worthless stone tools, and I'm going to buy them like a sucker. All right, let me fill my inventory with stone tools that I have no use for, and we'll see what trade he unlocks next. Okay, we've got an iron trade. That's excellent. I have a bunch of iron. So let me dump these shovels and we can unlock the next level. Oh, and a bell too. Next, let's try to level up the armor here by buying some overpriced iron boots. How many do we need to buy? Okay, maybe not too many. Let's see if we can level this guy up, and hopefully he has an iron trade as well. One more pair of boots, and come on, iron trade. Yes, so we can trade iron. Let's go ahead and trade some now. What's the next tier after iron armor? Okay, we unlocked a shield. That's not exactly the trade I was looking for. But after that, we should have the usual diamond gear. Villager trading update time. I haven't had much luck with the librarians. The guy that we locked in with infinity, I leveled up to piercing 3, but we can also buy these lanterns now. I'm hoping that these guys will be able to give me a glass trade eventually. Over here, the farmers all have pumpkins and melons, and we can also get carrots, potatoes, and wheat. There you go, pumpkin and melon. And down here, all 3 of these smiths, well, this guy's an armorer technically, but I call them all smiths. He trades iron, and also we unlocked all the diamond armor. This guy here is our tool guy, and in addition to the iron trade, we got efficiency 2 on a pickaxe and on an axe as well. And this guy, our weaponsmith, we've unlocked an axe with Unbreaking 3, although it looks quite expensive at the moment for 3 emeralds, 30 emeralds. And we also have a diamond sword, which is pretty epic, with sharpness 2, fire aspect, knockback, and Unbreaking 3. Let's see if we can get lucky again. It looks like it's time to sleep. We've got a Smite 3 trade and nothing from this librarian. Let's go ahead and sleep, and we'll try again on the next Minecraft day. Still no luck with the librarians, but I'm going to do a bunch of villager trading in between episodes and see if we can unlock some good trades. I'm even going to unlock the clerics too so I can get a source of glowstone. And like I mentioned earlier, I want to get a glass trade from the librarians because I had an idea to upgrade the floor. In an effort to prevent iron golems spawning, I have a new floor design in mind, and it looks like this. This is white stained glass, and underneath are shroom lights. I want to replace all of the pale oak planks here with this floor instead, but it's going to be quite expensive, and it's going to take me a while to gather these resources. And that's it for this episode of Forever Hardcore. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. What are we going to do with these guys?